Matt, obviously a few big plays in the passing game there for South Carolina. What did you kind of see on those plays, and how could you kind of improve that moving forward?
Yeah, the first one, the third medium, that's a pretty aggressive call with that much field left. If you had it over, obviously you play something different on third medium there, which we did as it went on. We had a chance. We got to get it on the ground there, but no, they hit a good play. They kind of rubbed us. We weren't quite as tight as we'd like to be, and so that's the improvement you got to make there moving forward. Those down distances sometimes force man coverage, and so people know that. People are going to get you in splits that dictate those things, and you got to know how to adjust properly. So moving forward, we've got to make sure we make that adjustment.
Back-to-back games where completion percentage for the other quarterback is, I guess, without giving away, secrets, just what's, I guess, the fix for limiting that?
No, simply, it comes down to you can't win games when defensively you allow people to have that kind of completion percentage. And so some of it, like LSU, was more, some of the quick game and challenging the easy access throws. This one wasn't necessarily that to me. This one was, whether it be, all right, we're not getting the pressure we need, or okay, they get out on an edge or whatever it may be, and they check a ball down, or even some of them, are more down the field routes where we've just got to play tighter in our coverage at times. And I think naturally, you give up a big play like we just talked about. I think sometimes guys play off a little bit more and play a little softer, and so we got confidence in our abilities and go play it tighter.
You mentioned pressure, and obviously Trayvon didn't play, and DeMonte got hurt. Is there a slight concern with just sort of the lack of healthy bodies that are starting to pile up front?
I think there's always those concerns anytime you lose a guy, but those are just things that part of football, and you've got to try to come up with the best possible solution for that, whether it be obviously natural personnel adjustments that have to occur, whether it's schematic adjustments. And so, yeah, those are things we're working through currently. But without question, yeah, that's a concern.
Looking at Alabama, obviously it's an offense that's been in a bit of transition so far in the early going this year. What do you see out of them? They're going to throw at you this week.
Well, I think number one, just like every Alabama offense, no matter who the play caller is, they're physical up front. They're going to try to be physical up front. They're playing really good defense, obviously, so they play complementary football with that and how they operate. The quarterback, I think they play to his strengths. Obviously, if I think he throws a really good deep ball. And you look at some of the shots he took, even at Texas, and then the other day against Ole Miss. He throws a really good deep ball. So I think they've done a nice job of tailoring it to what he does really well. And so we've got to do a good job of trying to rectify the things we just talked about, and then obviously adapt to what they're trying to do. But the biggest thing is we better be ready for a physical game at the line of scrimmage, because I assume we're going to see a significant amount of 12 personnel and downhill run game.
Obviously, there's differences in all of them, but does it help the defense prepare this week when you face guys like Jaden Daniels, Spencer Rattler, who are mobile and can hurt you in many ways?
Yeah, for sure. This guy is a bigger version of that. He's 220 pounds, like a running back, when he gets out there. So by all means, yeah, it absolutely does. And then, the other thing that I think helps us is, our offense shows us a lot of some of the similar things, with the deep overs and the divides and the different things in the passing game that they utilize formationally as well. So, you try to draw on all those experiences and put your best plan together possible.
Jordan Moran, his first start, obviously maybe didn't take the best of angle on that one touchdown run, but how did you feel like he responded after that?
I thought he was tough. I thought he played hard. I thought he played physical. He showed up in the run game just because of the coverage we were playing. We asked him to show up in the run game quite a bit, and he did that, and that's always kind of been his MO. And so, no, I was pleased with how hard Jordan played.
Felt good to get Sean back in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. He comes in, he does a great job, forced that fumble. He's physical. He does a good job in coverage as well. And so, yeah, we've talked about it multiple times. His experience, it's hard to replicate that kind of experience,
Yeah. Speaking of Sean, he was just talking about having a brother on the other side in Alabama. What do you get the sense is going through his mind as he prepares to look for that matchup with a lot of family members?
I'm going to be honest with you. I hope he's more worried about what we're doing and how we're trying to defend him other than the family affair. That's after the game. But so hopefully that's the focus for Sean.
Thanks, man.
All right, guys.
Go up to the box Saturday. Just what went into that decision for you?
Yeah, so I've done both. I've called most of the games from the field, but I have called some from the box, and and my decision going up was more just to let me kind of calm down a little bit and see it a little bit better. And I'm an emotional guy, and I get excited on the sideline, and I think removing myself a little bit from that emotion and just sitting up top, helped me just see the game a little bit better.
Coach Arnett talked about the electricity on the field. Maybe you needed to get away from some of that.
Yeah, I'm a like I said, I'm an emotional guy, and I enjoy the atmosphere and the excitement, and just setting myself away from it a little bit is more. I felt like I saw the game a lot better and had a better grasp on the adjustments that needed to be made throughout the game.
What kind of statement of trust is that in Will, that you don't have to be there talking face to face with him during a game? You can talk over headsets and get the same message across.
Yes, sir, and that's one of the reasons with Will's experience and just his maturity level that I felt very comfortable going up and making that adjustment, throughout the season. And after series, he gets on the headset and we talk about everything. But I thought he did a great job of handling that and having some composure on Saturday night, and I think it was good, and I'll continue to go up moving forward.
Are there any complications in getting the play from you to the sideline to the player that maybe had to be worked out?
There were some substitution miscues and critical situations that I've got to do a better job throughout the week. When you sub a bunch of different personnel groups and you got a whole lot of different people running in, sometimes you can that can be challenging. So that's something that is on me that I've got to do a better job of cleaning those details up throughout the week.
You talked about the struggles y'all had offensively against LSU. What did you just think of the way Will and some of those guys responded and were able to flush that?
Yeah, obviously we're still disappointed with the loss. Felt like we made some good strides offensively, but we're not there yet, and we didn't make enough. Was really pleased with the protection the old line provided in some of the play action stuff and being able to connect on those shots downfield. And really just mix it up a little bit and spread the ball around, whether that be play action shots downfield or quick game or intermediate throws. Really proud of the way that Will Rogers battled and just came in and competed one play at a time. And, but at the end of the day, we lost, and we've got to continue to get better. And like I said, we're not there yet, but we feel like we're improving.
Tulu had most of the, obviously all the headlines on the receivers, but Justin Robinson, I believe, had a season high day as well. Just how important getting him going more and more integrated in the offense as well.
Yeah, and J-Rob's a great player, man, and not only J-Rob, but we've got to be able to distribute it to all of our playmakers, and sometimes that's coach speak, and that's easier said than done. But J-Rob, I thought, had a great night and really stepped up and made some plays, and we're going to need all those guys to continue stepping up and making plays, down this stretch.
I asked Zach this morning just about, it seemed especially Saturday, tip balls at the line of scrimmage were a little bit of a problem, and through this first month a little bit also. Just anything as a quarterback Will can be doing better at to limit those, or is it just good play defense sort of thing?
Yeah, some of those are good play defense sort of things. Some of those are on me. I need to clean up some of the protection stuff, right, and get hands on probably a little bit quicker. And sometimes, look, those guys, they get a feel for your quick game, and you got to mix it up a little bit and change your arm angle. But I think more of the batted down stuff was that's more of a coordinator issue, and I got to clean up some of the protection stuff.
That fumble there in the fourth quarter, obviously the guy's coming from behind him, you can't see. Is there anything you saw on that play that Will or the offensive line or someone could have done differently and gotten that ball out a little bit quicker?
Yeah, we would like to be a little bit stronger in the protection right there. Will tried to climb up in the pocket, but at the end of the day, it was a close call. I think they probably made the right call, but would like to probably check it down. We've had so much success with those shots downfield, trying to really stay aggressive and deliver one of those final blows. There's details on that play that everybody can clean up, whether it be O-line, running back, receivers, quarterback, and we did. We cleaned it up, and just got to continue trucking along.
Two games now where Woody's gotten a little dinged up mid-game, I guess. How do you sort of handle his workload, going forward when if I guess that becomes more of a problem?
Yeah, Woody is one of the toughest kids that I've ever been around. So it's really hard to ever gauge if Woody is banged up or not. You know what I mean? But again, just like every other position group, I think in the running back room, we're deep enough that we need to be able to give Woody some rest and some spills, and rotate some of those guys, and I feel confident in everybody in our running back room.
2 games now, you got a touchdown out of Mike Wright, this time a little more serious because it was still in play there. How do you like the way you're using him?
Yeah, Mike is really a spark to the offense and does a great job with the things that we're asking him to do. And I've got complete faith in Mike Wright as a quarterback. That's why I put him in those, situations, whether it be red area or third down or, if we're sputtering a little bit. I would like, each week I have long, extensive packages for Mike and don't necessarily get to all of them. So I do my best to try to carry it over to the next week if it fits within the game plan.
The way you guys had success on that last drive in the first half, going tempo and stealing 3 points with 30 seconds left, has that, showed you that maybe you can utilize that maybe a little bit more and in other spots, going no huddle and stuff like that?
Yeah, no, I was really proud of the way that we operated that 2 minute into the half. Our objective in 2 minute into the half is to steal points or finish with the ball in our hands, right? Just as long as we don't punt that thing back. So I was really proud of the way that we operated and functioned at a high speed. And it is. I've got confidence in us being able to play fast. It's about, managing the game and figuring out, when are those times where you need to speed it up and play with tempo, and when are the times that, you need to slow down just a hair.
Going back to that touchdown that, Mike had, what's it like as a coordinator when crowd reacts thinking that they got to stop and that Mike still got the ball?
Yeah. It was pretty loud up in the box, but only a couple of people could hear me.